Hello friends, welcome to Apex Chess Academy. I am Fidel Instructor Hemal Thanki. Today we are going to continue our previous theme, which is taking advantage of one bad move in opening. Today I am going to show you my game against one of the lower player around 1800, and in this game actually I have decided to play Sicilian. Normally I am used to play 5 to 6 openings against e4. In this game I played Sicilian. Okay, let's start with the game. E4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, cd4 and d4, g6. This is known as accelerated dragon. After bishop e3, knight f6, knight c3, bishop g7, f3 was played. This is not that great. Instead of that, the main line is either say knight b3, bishop e2 or even bishop c4. So the main move is bishop c4. Even some players prefer to play 7 knight c6 as well, which is also okay, but normally bishop c4 is the main move. But here f3 is slightly inaccurate, and let's see why. Because after castle, if someone goes for bishop c4, there is one tricky move, queen d2, and if someone plays queen d2, now if you compare the same position with the dragon, here we have an extra tempo, and that's why d5 is possible. And after long castle, normally there are 3 good moves: knight d4, de4 and the move rook b8. I am playing all the moves. I prepared all those moves, but in this particular game I choose rook b8, which is very interesting and very complex too, but I like to play some complex game, and that's why I choose this move rook b8. You have a simple and solid advantage with the move e4 as well. You can check that move as well if you like, but rook b8 is one of my liking especially, and if you compare this position with the dragon, you'll understand what is the point behind the rook b8 move. If you compare this position with the dragon, if opponent grabs the pawn on d5 after say knight into c6, pawn into takes everything on d5, this rook on b8 is ideally placed in fact. And in some of the line of the dragon where basically 8 rook was hanging, okay, let me show you that particular variation. Say after d6, d4, cd4, knight d4, knight f6, knight c3, g6, bishop e3, bishop g7, f3, castle, queen d2, and now say after knight 6, long castle, there are 3 moves, but I feel the best move is d5. And say after d5, if opponent takes on, now if you compare the same position in the previous example, here in fact it's a black 2 move, while here it's a white 2 move, right? This is what the important difference is. And if someone goes for knight c6, pawn into ed5, knight d5, say knight d5, pawn into pawn, queen into, this is so-called a pawn grab variation, and here the main move is queen c7. But here the rook on 8 is hanging, but still queen c7 is the good move, and it's a trap because after say queen into a8, bishop f5 is the move, and black has to give up a queen. But still, if you compare this position with our rook b8, rook on b8 is basically putting pressure on putting pressure on b2 if white takes on c6. So here knight c6, bc6, that gives a tremendous play. So here my opponent decided to play bishop f4, but still here blow after blow, e5, knight into c6. Okay, so if ed5 we have ef4, and if say d6 we have queen b6 with a tremendous play for black, and we have the dark square bishop, and we are managed to get opponent's dark square bishop. Normally dark square bishop in dragon or accelerated dragon basically is a very strong piece, either if it is white's dark square bishop or if it is black's dark square bishop. So normally I feel too good if you are able to get the dark square bishop like this way, but still I think this was the best way after bishop f4. But my opponent played knight c6, bc6, and now he played bishop into e5, and it looks like he just simply won a pawn because my b8 rook is hanging. But actually this is not the case, and I already seen the next move, which is knight into e4. and this is actually my home preparation. And after knight e4, it's I mean the only move for white is queen f4, but still after say bishop e5, queen e5, and say knight d6, still our threat is knight c4, maybe rook e8 at some point, not immediate knight c4 but at some point, and say rook e8 is another possible move, queen b6, queen a5. Lots of threats are there, and black's pieces looks too active as compared to white's, so black is slightly better. But on move number 13, my opponent played fe4. So his first mistake was in fact f3 and queen d2, which is a bad move in the opening, we can say. And then after I mean black has achieved this position where black has managed to get the dark square bishop once again, and we have double bishop advantage as well. Center is also crushed, and there is semi-open b file to attack on b2. Our bishop on e5 basically is also eyeing on c3 and b2, so that looks too strong for black. And here still white was very greedy, he took d5 and now queen d6. So rather than taking a natural move like playing a natural move like cd5, queen d6 is really very strong, because now bishop f4 is a threat. At the same time, queen b4 is also a threat, just eyeing on b2 and taking on c3 in case of king b1. So here my opponent played queen e1, that looks only move. Now rook e8, just developing another piece and keeping a threat like bishop f4 check. So here my opponent played some moves like queen h4 in order to stop queen b4. If he's playing bishop e2, then I have queen b4, and this is winning. So here my opponent has to play queen h4 in order to stop my queen b4, but still now I just need to stop this queen of eyeing on this b4. So I played bishop f4 check, simply cuts off this queen from the defense. And once my opponent played say king b1, okay, I may continue with the simple queen b4, but it's better to go with forcing lines. That's what our future topic, forcing lines first, right? So here rook into b2 check, and against force. So now opponent, okay, king a1 is not good because of simple say either queen a3 or even the move rook into c2. Both moves are winning, so opponent is forced to take on b2. Now queen b4 check, king a1, and now queen c3 check, king a1, again queen b4 check, and now after king a1 bishop e5 check, and black wins. So this was one of the beautiful game, crushing so comfortably, but the opening mistake was there, and it was f3 and queen d2 after d5, and then opponent still went for bishop f4 and take pawn on e5, but in fact after knight e4 we simply gained a square bishop, and after winning a dark square bishop, the c3 and the b2 squares are too weak, especially the b2 pawn is too weak, and it's almost impossible to defend against the bishop pair, especially against the dark square bishop and the semi-open b file. So this was a very instructive game. Again, we have covered the second game based on one bad move in the opening, and it's simply crushed. So hope you have enjoyed my video series, and again I would advise to click on the notification bell to see the future videos as well. Thank you friends.